Every empathetic being is the target of narcissists, because they know they can drink from their loving nectar. But narcissists despise and can never get along with this unique empath. The following 8 factors make narcissists despise Sigma empaths. 8. Those who are Sigma empaths are happy being alone themselves. Narcissists do not receive the unwavering respect and attention they seek from Sigma empaths. The delicate self-image of the narcissist may be damaged by this lack of response, leaving them feeling inadequate or irrelevant. Narcissists frequently use manipulative techniques, but Sigma empaths are resistant to them. They are less vulnerable to emotional manipulation and control because of their independence and self-reliance. Narcissists who are accustomed to controlling others find this frustrating. When it comes to relationships, Sigma empaths are usually selective and value quality above quantity. The flimsy charm that narcissists frequently display won't likely influence them, which can further thwart the narcissist's attempt to entice them into their web. Therefore, narcissists look to others for approval and control, whereas Sigma empaths are content with independence and genuineness. While some narcissists may not be against Sigma empaths, their animosity is probably due to the fact that Sigma empaths contradict their egocentric viewpoint and are more resistant to their deceptive strategies. This conflict between personalities highlights how intricately human connections interact and how important it is to have empathy and compassion for those with varying personality types. 7. They won't put up with poisonous behavior in their partnerships. When narcissists come across Sigma empaths, who are naturally opposed to condoning poisonous behavior, conflicts often result. Authenticity and emotional well-being are important to Sigma empaths. Toxic behaviors such as emotional abuse, manipulation, and excessive ego-stroking are not acceptable to them. The narcissist's capacity to dominate and control their Sigma empath partner is threatened by their reluctance to allow toxicity, which breeds resentment. Those that are Sigma empaths are boundary-oriented and inherently smart. They are less susceptible to the narcissist's charm since they can see through their facade. When their go-to strategies don't work and their Sigma empath spouse continues to be emotionally detached, narcissists frequently feel upset. Self-reliance and isolation are important to Sigma empaths. They don't depend on other people to validate their value. They are happy being by themselves. The narcissist who relies on their spouse for approval and a sense of superiority may feel threatened by this self-sufficiency. 6. They don't respond negatively to emotions. Narcissists are people who get their energy from other people's emotions. They enjoy receiving praise or criticism because it helps them feel better about themselves. Narcissists view Sigma empaths as a challenge to their ego when they exhibit emotional composure and lack of reactivity. Sigma empaths are skilled at controlling their emotions. They do not elicit the strong emotional reactions that the narcissist is looking for. For a narcissist who feeds off the emotional ups and downs of others, the lack of response might be unsettling. Generally speaking, Sigma empaths are perceptive and emotionally stable. They resist the narcissist's attempts at guilt-tripping and manipulation. By refusing to play emotional games, the narcissist's hold over the relationship is undermined. Inner calm and independence are important to Sigma empaths. In sharp contrast to the narcissist's continual need for outside approval and emotional anguish, they are comfortable in their own personal zone. The emotional stability of Sigma empaths is highlighted by this contrast, which might pose a challenge to the narcissist's self-perception. 5. They don't require approval. Narcissists may have deep-seated uneasiness when Sigma empaths do not require affirmation. Their basic disparities in emotional needs and self-worth are the source of this friction. Narcissists are driven by an unquenchable need for other people's approval and adoration. They are always looking for validation that they are unique and better, and they rely on attention and praise from others to support their brittle sense of self. Sigma empaths, on the other hand, derive their feeling of satisfaction and value from inside. They don't need approval from others to feel safe or whole. The narcissist's ego is not constantly nourished by Sigma empaths' affirmation and admiration. The narcissist's desire for adulation is immediately challenged by their independence from outside sources of validation, which makes them feel less important. Because of their self-reliance and sense of affirmation, Sigma empaths are less vulnerable to manipulative narcissistic strategies. Although Sigma empaths are less susceptible to these strategies, narcissists are accustomed to dominating and manipulating people to suit their wants. This might be frustrating for the narcissist. When it comes to relationships, Sigma empaths are perceptive and prefer genuineness and emotional depth than flimsy flattery. The narcissist, who depends on charm and deceit to win others over, may be threatened by this insight. 4. They lack predictability. By definition, narcissists want predictability and control in their relationships. They enjoy being the center of attention and taking advantage of circumstances to suit their demands. Sigma empaths, on the other hand, are more likely to value honesty and independence, and to fight against manipulation. Unpredictability from Sigma empaths throws off the narcissist's well-constructed narrative. This erratic conduct can take many forms, ranging from shifting attitudes and actions to defying the narcissist's demands. These behaviors put the narcissist's highly guarded feeling of superiority and control at jeopardy. Because Sigma empaths are unpredictable, narcissists are unable to predict their behaviors and reactions. Because they are powerless to influence events to their benefit, narcissists often experience anxiety and insecurity due to their lack of control. Because Sigma empaths are frequently emotionally strong, their erratic conduct may be an attempt at self-defense in the face of emotional abuse or self-serving manipulation. 3. The surface-level allure will not persuade them. Sigma empaths are able to see behind the narcissist's facade. They can tell the difference between those who are acting out of self-interest and others who are being sincere. They are therefore less prone to be seduced by the flimsy charm that narcissists frequently exhibit. Sigma empaths value deep relationships above flimsy flattery. They are resistant to being influenced by superficial praise and attention. This might irritate the narcissist since it undermines their typical strategies for gaining favor. Sigma empaths typically keep their emotional boundaries very firm. They are difficult to persuade to comply with the narcissist's requests or do their bidding. The narcissist's sense of dominance and superiority in the relationship is put to the test by this opposition. Thus, the conflict between narcissists and Sigma empaths, who are immune to pretense, comes from the basic contrasts in their approaches to relationships and ideals. The goal of narcissists' manipulation and control is surface-level appeal. Sigma empaths value depth and honesty. The narcissist's capacity to wield power is thwarted by the unsued nature of Sigma empaths, underscoring the significance of discernment and sincerity in interpersonal relationships. Does this imply that in the presence of Sigma empaths, narcissists need to put forth more effort to be genuine? 2. They are able to identify gaslighting when it occurs. Gaslighting is a manipulative technique used by narcissists to destroy their partner's sense of truth and self-worth by twisting facts and distorting reality. They do this in order to keep their power and domination. Sigma empaths, on the other hand, are more likely to spot gaslighting because they are smart, emotionally sophisticated, and respect honesty. Sigma empaths are more conscious of when someone is manipulating their emotions. They are able to recognize when the narcissist's gaslighting techniques are undermining or refuting their experiences, feelings, and perceptions. The narcissist's capacity to keep control over their Sigma empath partner is threatened by this insight. It is less common for Sigma empaths to put up with emotional abuse. They are more likely to establish boundaries and assert themselves when they detect gaslighting because they will not accept the warped reality that the narcissist is trying to force onto them. This disobedience contradicts the narcissist's need for blind obedience. Sigma empaths place a high importance on their own emotional well. They value self-assurance and mental clarity above all else, which helps them be more resilient to the emotional havoc that gaslighting may cause. The narcissist finds this resiliency frustrating because they like emotional upheaval and unstable relationships. 1. They quickly leave hazardous environments rather than put up with the ongoing mental distress. Emotional tension in relationships is a breeding ground for narcissists. They frequently create turmoil, manipulation, and drama, which they try to control and feed off of. Sigma empaths, on the other hand, put their emotional health first and react quickly to poisoning. Strong boundaries and emotional intelligence characterize Sigma empaths. They are able to recognize toxic conduct quickly and understand the negative effects it may have on their emotional and mental well-being. Their ability to recognize themselves gives them the confidence to leave harmful environments. Inner calm and seclusion are important to Sigma empaths. Engaging in protracted emotional disputes or power battles does not satisfy them. Their approach of keeping their inner peace and averting needless chaos is to just walk away. Sigma empaths possess a self-worth that is independent of other people's acceptance or external validation. They don't think that in order to keep a relationship going, they have to put up with emotional abuse or manipulation. It contrasts sharply with the narcissist's incessant demand for supervision and attention. Do you, as a Sigma empath, likewise brush off those who exert poisonous control over you right away? While Sigma empaths can seem ordinary at first, their capacity for subtle domination and setting boundaries makes them an unpleasant contrast in narcissistic relationships. Because of this, narcissists find it difficult to stay with them, especially after they realize who they are choosing to battle. Are you aware that narcissists despise you as a Sigma empath? Is this more akin to dread than hate?